Hello, everyone. This is Becoming Bioquantum with DMT. I'm your host, Leanne, and I also have Jules. And today we are going to be talking about something that is so interesting, so much fun. We're going to talk about psychedelics and how it is linked to DMT and how it is serving us as a bridge. We really are connected to everything, and our environment, nature is teaching us. It is our teacher, and I would like to share our personal experiences with plant medicine and how it's bridging us into our next as we evolve into the quantum body. Jules, do you want to share your experience with our audience?
Sure. Really, I started psychedelics at a pretty young age. It was, you could say, my drug of choice. I was so fascinated with what it could do for me in a conscious realm. And at a very young age, knew that it was there to master. And so I would obviously like take whatever psychedelic I could get my hand on. And my journey was to master it to where I was in a space where I was thinking really clearly and that nobody could tell that I was tripping, you could say. So that's the way I started it. And then at an age, I was about 18 when I met my first teacher, Eva White Desert Eagle. She was a Lakota medicine woman, and I started apprenticing with her. And she was very against doing psychedelics. And she wanted to teach me how to release DMT naturally. And I honored that for 30 years. We went on the journey. I was taught how to do that. I went into it in a very sacred way. And I'm going to say it was probably the best thing that could have happened for me because I did learn to hold the field of DMT. And of course, starting to activate that through the DNA and everything that we are teaching at Becoming Bioquantum. This was a huge part of that because there is an intelligence in the frequency of DMT, and that frequency is 963, but you could also see it measured as universal intelligence or source intelligence. From there, after these 30 years of honoring the fact that we have the ability to activate DMT naturally and hold that space consciously, I have two daughters that came to me wanting to experience psychedelics. And I sat with it for a little bit, and my inner guidance said, yes, it's time to see what everybody is seeking and to have that experience from the place that you are in now. So I did participate in a sacred ceremony and had the psychedelic experience. And as I was in the psychedelic experience, I started to move through all the different layers of the plant. So of course there's kind of the of the visual part of it, and then there's the mind part of it, and I started going through all of the different layers, and then all of a sudden I found myself, I popped out and I was on top of you could say the trip, or on top of the medicine. And in that space I was like, oh, this is where I live my life all the time. And it's like I had to go through all of the journey through the plant and the different levels of what it was showing. But I did end up mastering the plant once again. And it was really, really powerful for me to have that experience, because what I realized is the frequency that I'm holding in my daily life is very similar to the frequency of mastering the plant. But I didn't actually have to do psychedelics to be able to do that. And so it was such a powerful experience for me because it proved to myself, first of all, that we truly have the ability to be in mastery of DMT, but that purity of that frequency is not only our innate being, but it's actually higher than the frequency of releasing DMT through a psychedelic. And I'm getting full body chills on that. So I'll kind of turn it over to you now.
I love that you said that because I basically journeyed into it a little bit differently, but with the same results. I was at a point in my life where definitely, I've always been a seeker, but I always knew that there was something more, something beyond, looking for the truth, looking for the source of this existence, why we are here, looking for answers, expansion. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And so I did go to Costa Rica with a girlfriend, and I participated in 4 ceremonies back to back, and each ceremony held different information. And but they all ended up leading to that same frequency. And I had the experience and pleasure to become I guess source intelligence, 963 hertz, whatever you want to label it. But I became everything, and I felt so expansive, and I felt a love that couldn't be expressed in words. And I saw the miracle pattern in everything. And but the best part about it is that I was really able to experience this before I journeyed into becoming bioquantum. So I was able to hold this on a cellular level and just really remember what that felt like physically, to have that experience of DMT, not really knowing what it was. And then now that we've taken this journey together and we've been able to master it through the frequency of DMT and hold consciousness out of this program reality, I can literally feel the DMT. It's almost like it's expressing out of my pineal gland, and have it move throughout my entire body. And it is beyond what the plants can do. So I am grateful. I honor the plants. They gave me a beautiful experience, but they really served as a bridge, and they were teaching me what was next in my human evolution and our human evolution as we shift and grow and raise in frequency together.
I just got chills on that, because as you were saying that, what I was seeing is that, if you think about plant medicine, that it is in form, right? So it is a bridge between form and quantum. And what we're talking about is becoming the quantum body, which is held in that frequency of 963 consciously, and that the body actually becomes quantum. And so it only makes sense that there is something beyond that. And that's what we're starting to prove on a daily basis as we experience the quantum body consciously. So just really think about that. Is what we are experiencing in the reality that we're in right now is only a small part of what we are actually, let's just say that what we are actually, like, we're so much more than what we can consciously understand right now. And so when we start to shift our body into that quantum field and have the quantum experience of the body, we also have the quantum experience of the mind and of the spirit. And we truly become the quantum field. And that field has a very specific frequency that has an intelligence of 963, or universal source, however you want to see it. And so the way that I like to express this now is that, yes, do the psychedelics. If that lights you up, go do it and explore what this bridge is. Let your consciousness move through those different levels, and knowing that when you get on the other side and you're in that field, that's your innate being all the time. That's what you get to feel all the time when you activate the quantum body. So it has a purpose. But when you walk away from that experience and you lose that frequency, know that you have the ability to hold it all the time. And that's what we are passionate about.
You are that powerful. And we honor you. We honor you in your journey. And we invite you to come and play with us and experience what it's like in the quantum field.
We'll meet you there.